Lewandowski and De Jong, hilarious. Yamal, Pedri, Gavi, Casado, Szczesny, brilliant. Barcelona 2, Athletic Bilbao 0, and Barca reaches another final. This time, it's the Super Cup final. Once again, this is now 3 years in a row where they reach the final here. And it's another chance for Barcelona at some silverware. We discussed in my last video, do they have a chance at trophies this season? And this is it. This is the first chance they have of a trophy this season. And it was a pretty decent performance from Barcelona overall, all things considered. Let's talk about it. So Barcelona started here with the lineup of Szczesny, and he started over Peña because Peña was late to the warm-up session by 4 minutes. So that was interesting, but Szczesny did not disappoint at all. In fact, he impressed a lot. Balde, Inigo Martinez, Cubarsi, and Koundé. That's typical this season. That's the standard. Pedri and Casado in the double pivot. Standard. Gavi in the 10 because Olmo's not registered. You know, I prefer Gavi in the 10 over Pedri. Gavi proved to be that player yesterday. He was very good. Yamal, Rafinha, and Lewandowski, the typical front three. And Barca started the game off, electric. The first minute to the first 20, 25 minutes, Barca were electric. I mean, they were dominating possession. They were creating a lot of chances. They were putting a lot of pressure high up on Bilbao. And they had a lot of, good shots off in that first part of the first half. Around what was the time here? Around the 17th minute, the goal came. It's a great work by Rafinha to win the ball against the Bilbao player. He gives it off to Pedri, and Pedri is running the ball up. He's bringing the ball up. Balde's overlapping. Balde with a good overlap run. He always does this. And Pedri knows when to pass it, knows how hard to pass it. He gives Balde a good pass. Balde runs on and crosses the ball in. Low-driven cross into Gavi. Good finish. And it's nice to see Balde putting in a ball like that because usually his crosses are underwhelming, under par. I mean, they usually do not go to the intended target or to a target. And this was a good pass from Balde. You got to give him his flowers. Gavi with a good finish, good running into the box there. And it's 1-0 Barcelona, and they look to be in control early on, which they were. And, the players like Pedri, Gavi, Yamal, Casado, these players are always going to be there for Barcelona. They're never going to have a truly bad performance. They might not be too involved, but to truly perform bad is never going to be the case with them. I mean, Pedri continuously, perpetually controlling the play, creating stuff. Gavi all over the pitch. Yamal fizzing in passes, getting past players. I mean, this is what you want to see, not just from these players, but a Barca team in general, dominant football. And that's what we saw for a major part of that first half. And then Athletic Bilbao started putting the pressure on little by little, but that's always going to happen. They're not a joke of a team. They're not some kind of, Valladolid, Valencia currently. These are serious teams, and they know how to compete against the big teams. Iñaki Williams was always there. He missed a lot of chances, but he was still a threat for Barcelona. Guruzeta, these players are all there, and they can, put pressure on the big teams. Barca managed to stay strong, though. And towards the end of that first half, Athletic Bilbao continuously was increasing, ramping up the pressure. Szczesny stood strong. He made some very important interventions with the ball there and made sure that Barca went into halftime with a clean sheet with a goal lead. And that was very important because then when Barcelona came out of that first half, they started off strong again. Gavi all over the place. He wins the ball. Inigo Martinez as well did very well to win a loose ball there that was intended, almost guaranteeing going to a Bilbao player. He was there first. He had more desire for the ball. He won it. Goes to Gavi with a nice pass through to Yamal. Wonderful touch, Yamal. And it was a great finish. And 2-0 Barcelona. This is what you want to see from the team. The young players are continuously good. I said it before. Pedri, Gavi, Casado, Yamal. You will never have a bad game from them. It will happen very rarely. And if you do have a under par game, it won't be a bad game. It will be a game where they're not involved. And this is another display of that. They are very good. They know how to play the sport. They know technical ability. They know where to be. And that's exactly what you want. Overall, very good performance against a good team. Barca now, either Mallorca or Madrid in the final. Obviously, most likely it's going to be Madrid. So another Classico Super Cup final this year. They must win it this year. I mean, the way they lost last year simply cannot be the case this year. Let's see how they handle the final. But the important talking points today about this game that are not, this player was good, that player was good. is the players who are poor. But before we go into that, let's take a look at the stats. So we have Barcelona with more possession. 7 big chances is no joke. A team in general creates 2 to 4 big chances a game, and even 4 is pushing it. 7 is no joke. The fact that it was only 2-0 kind of is a disgrace. And Rafinha, one of them, his finishing has been immaculate this season, except this game and the last game versus Atletico Madrid. It's simply he has to do better with the finishing because he's getting a lot of chances, and I'm not gonna be against him currently like I am for someone I'm gonna talk about later like Lewandowski, but he has to improve his finishing because he's getting into some good positions and he's become a bit wasteful. Nothing crazy, but he's become a bit wasteful, and he missed 2 one-on-ones, not just good chances, one-on-ones against Unai Simon. He missed 2 of them. Well, actually, kind of 3 with the first half cross from Koundé. These are chances that he should have scored at least one of them. And Barca need Rafinha to become clinical again because he is their most clinical scorer. Lewandowski is not that guy right now. And when we do talk about Lewandowski, I mean, it is just shameful the way he's playing right now. I mean, what he was at the start of the season and what he is now is completely night and day. And when you have a player like this, I mean, he's 37 and he continuously tries to drop deep and, get involved on the ball, create, hold up play. You can't do that anymore. You're 37, and even when you were in your prime, you didn't have the craziest on-the-ball ability. You weren't a crazy dribbler. You weren't a demon playmaker. You were always high level, but nothing unbelievable. So when you're 37, you're not going to have that ability. And the problem with that is that if he was doing that and scoring chances, fair enough. But he's not even scoring chances. I mean, he is missing pure tap-ins. I mean, complete tap-ins he is missing. Why can't I just camp in the box? Just camp in the box, please. Do not get involved in the play and finish the chances. I mean, you're a number 9, and your role is to poach. Just do that. Barca need. I'm gonna make a video soon because I'm basically fiending for 2 players that Barca must sign. I mean, I need these players to be signed for Barcelona. Lewandowski needs to be replaced. I mean, he needs to go. Barca must leave Saudi Arabia this time around without him. It's basically over for him. He can't compete at the highest level consistently for a whole season. So it's time to go. On the other hand, De Jong, I mean, what is he doing? How do you come in and you had some decent attacks where you covered some ground, but you didn't really create anything, and then you literally give a through ball away, like on purpose. You gave a through ball away to the opposing team's attacker who has like 1,000 pace. I mean, giving a through ball away to Iñaki Williams like that is crazy, and he was fortunate that the Bilbao player deflected it, so it got called offside, and that saved De Jong a bit. But he is just super poor. He imposes himself, not at all in the games. He comes in, he has no effect. He had one game where he actually impacted the play, and that was against Mallorca in a 5-1 win. But he really does nothing, and he makes 700K a week in Bitcoin. Like at this point, it's time to go. And it's not even just that they're poor. Lewandowski, De Jong, these are players. These are the 2 most high-paid players in the club. They're literally actively preventing players from coming in. Real good players. It's time to go. Fermin Lopez, he had a good pass to Rafinha. He's been very iffy this season. He's playing a bit like Lukaku, to be honest. Why is this just reset? He's playing a bit like Lukaku, to be honest. Like, his touches are weak, his link-up play, his passing is not crisp. It's something about him. Eric Garcia, Gerard Martin, these were average performances. They came in and just, held it down for the rest of the game. They were decent, nothing special, though. They held it down. Ferran Torres, typical, came on, held it down, didn't do anything special. The main players for me, like I said before here, are Szczesny, Pedri, Gavi, and Yamal, and Casado. And Balde, to be fair. Cubarsi as well. These are players that are consistently doing superbly well. This was a game where you had a few amount of players who didn't do well, and those players are Rafinha and Lewandowski and De Jong. Listen, they've got to step it up. Barca have a big game now. Whether it's Mallorca, whether it's Madrid, silverware is on the line. They have a big net game now on Sunday. It's a must-win game. It doesn't matter if it's either of those teams that they're going to play against. This is a must-win game, and I know this is a pretty chaotic match review because I've been all over the place, but I've also wanted to talk about Lewandowski being woeful, De Jong being woeful, but also players being so good on top of that. Listen, the team is looking decent right now. They started off the year well in the Copa del Rey. They've continued it now. If they can win the final, it will be a massive morale boost, a massive confidence boost, and a massive momentum boost for the team for the second half of the season, which at some point all the games become finals. These are at some point in around March, April, all the games become must-win games because you enter the knockout stage of tournaments like the Champions League, like Copa del Rey. You enter the crunch time of La Liga. It becomes serious. The team needs a morale boost considering what November to January was. I mean, very poor performances. Let me know what you guys think. Let's see if they can win the final. Hopefully, it's a successful time, a successful game. But let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.